Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. Now, here's John Truman Wolfe.
Hello, everybody. This is John Truman Wolfe, and this is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. Happy Thursday to you. Beautiful day up here in the mountains, north of Los Angeles. Snowed like hell over the weekend. We were buried for a day, but it's gorgeous. The sun's been out. Snow's melting. Hope things are well where you are. Let me start the show, as I do every week, with a rundown of the statistics, the financial statistics for the country, so the key ones at any rate. The Dow, 29,080 off 317 points. For those of you that follow equities, you saw when that vaccine got announced here a few days ago, the Dow soared, record highs during the trading, up 1,534 points, if I remember those figures. It didn't close that high, but it closed up 834 points. So it's a spike well into the 29,000 area. It's drifted down a bit. So today off 317, giving back some of that increase, but it's still trading and has been trading in the 29,000 area, just, nudging 30 grand. So will it stay there? I have to say it looked, just from a technical point of view, from the graphs point of view, it looks positive. The Dow looks positive. The S&P 3537 off 36 points. The NASDAQ 11,709 off 77. Gold got hammered. It was up to around 1950, I think 1957, and then was hammered for a couple of days down to 1860, give or take. It closed today at 1876, plus 1160. Silver was not as volatile as gold, 24.34. It was down some, but not as dramatically as gold. So it closed today 24.34 off 3 cents. And look, these are as much as it may sound contradictory, these are positive numbers. By positive, I mean these are insiders trying to shake people out. These are inside traders trying to get people out, and as the markets go down and folks go, okay, good, well, gold and silver have peaked and I'm getting rid of mine, they sell, these guys buy and accumulate. So when you look at the gold and silver graphs, you see them soaring into, let's just take gold, well into the 1900s, and then down. And so there's a little base building around $1,900 an ounce, right now down to 1876. But this base is building. All right, we're going to come back in just a moment and talk about cryptocurrencies and what's going on there. It'll blow your mind. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, and we will be right back. Stay with us.
In this time of global uncertainty, you need sound financial information to keep your investments, your future, as safe as possible. The Strategic Financial Intelligence Newsletter, created by John Truman Wolfe, #1 best-selling author and renowned financial consultant to governments around the world, is your most valuable asset. A monthly goldmine of the vital insight and insider information you need to stay on top. Right now, financial security is critical. That's why, for a limited time, we're dropping our price from $249 annually to just $99. That includes access to the entire Strategic Financial Intelligence archives covering everything from precious metals, offshore banking, to cryptocurrencies, and the wildly heralded seminar on the covert agenda that has backed the U.S. dollar for at least 50 years, and more. Sign up now at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. That's strategicfinancialintelligence.com.
All right, we are back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, talking as we broke there about the precious metals markets. So if you look at those graphs, they are up. The gold spiked at around $2,000 a few months ago, and then has been down and settling. And it is a very strong graph from a technical point of view, meaning that it is just consolidating now, and there's this little kind of flat base building around 1900 now. It has gone down to, I think, as low as 1860, bounced back up to 1930, 40, something like that. But it's just been treading water there, which is a very positive sign. When will it break to the upside, break 2000, and then run again? Trust me, that scenario is coming. No question in my mind, that is coming. I can't tell you when. I can just tell you, you can just look at the graph and go, okay, insiders are getting weak sisters out. People that go, okay, good, well, I made some profit in gold and silver, I'm going to sell. And they buy and up it goes. So we remain, at least in my opinion, in the throes of a gold bull market. Now is a good time to buy, it's going to roll. All right. So let me move over to the crypto universe, which has been fascinating. Bitcoin has been trending up really strongly. We go back a few weeks, it was trading at 11.5, and it was a big deal if it was going to break 12,000. And then it broke 12, it moved to 13, it moved to 14, it moved to 15. Today, Bitcoin, the last time I looked, was at, where's this number here? 16,249, up 2.5%, 2.58% in the last 24 hours. This is strong, folks. You look at the Bitcoin graph, it is strong. Now, the other cryptos in general, and I say in general because I watch Ethereum when I speak of such things, and Ripple. Ethereum, last time I looked, which was a few minutes ago, 460, up down 1%, 1.2%. Ripple 25.4, off 1%. But for the week, Ethereum has been very strong, up out of the high 430s, 440, 450. But none of the cryptos, Ethereum, I mean, those are the big two, right? Bitcoin, number one, by far, still the biggest cryptocurrency by market cap, and Ethereum, number two. Nobody's near Ethereum for number two, and Ethereum has edged up, but Bitcoin has spiked up, and spiked up strongly. Other cryptos are edging up. So I'd say that, the cryptocurrency market is in general strong, but not all of them are booming. Ripple has been just kind of toying in the 24, 25 cent range. It's been there for some time. I like Ripple. I think Ripple's going to run, but it has been trading in that range, high 23, 24, 25. almost hit 26 a couple of days ago. And this is cents, by the way. If you if you don't follow Ripple, it's 25 today. Or I'm having trouble hearing you. Last time I looked at it, it was 25.4 cents. So I repeat, it has been trading in that area. Pardon the pause there. For some reason my iPhone is on and is talking to me. So this is strong stuff. Bitcoin, particularly, really strong. Those of you that have been following cryptos for some time know that Bitcoin hit 20,000, 19.9 something here a couple of years ago, and it looks like it is going to take. I'm just taking a guess here. It's going to take a run at 20,000. It wouldn't surprise me if it takes a run at 20,000 by the end of the year. May not go up that much, but it is super strong, and it continues to be accepted more and more almost every day. A new article comes out where some big investor has gotten into Bitcoin. We announced, I believe it was last week's show, that PayPal had announced that it was accepting Bitcoin and its vendors, 20 some odd million vendors and 400, and if I remember these numbers correctly, 436 million users. So PayPal's acceptance of Bitcoin, a big deal. We also talked about the fact that the Office of the Comptroller of Currency had issued a press release a couple of months ago saying that U.S. banks could accept and hold Bitcoin for customers. So you've got banks now that can hold your crypto, can legally hold your crypto as well as cash. I think that is coming. I haven't, let me back up here. I haven't seen a bunch of banks that are doing that, but they got permission to do so, which was a big deal. When I dug a little bit deeper into that story, I found something interesting. Secretary of Treasury Steven Mnuchin appointed a new controller of currency shortly before that announcement was made. And that fellow's name, if memory serves me right, is Brian Brooks. Where did Brian Brooks come from that Mnuchin put in charge of the regulator of U.S. banks? The Office of the Comptroller of Currency is the office the senior regulatory office for banks in this country. And they go, okay, good. Well, you banks can now accept and hold cryptocurrencies for your clients, your depository clients. And where did Mr. Brooks come from? Mr. Brooks came from a little company called Coinbase, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the United States. So while Mnuchin has publicly said, he's kind of downplayed cryptos, has made statements against cryptos, he takes a senior executive from the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the country and puts him in charge of the bank regulating office in the United States. All right, we're going to cut away and come back and talk more about Bitcoin right after this. Stay with us.
Hill Street Cafe, Burbank, would like to thank all of you for your continued support. During these difficult times, Hill Street Cafe is remaining open for takeout and delivery service from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. They'll be offering a modified menu to keep prices down and maintain the best quality. The safety of their customers and employees is their top priority, and they're abiding by all CDC and Health Department regulations. Order via the Hill Street Cafe Chow Now app or on their website, hillstreetcafe.com. online.com. You have the option of curbside pickup. We will bring the food out to your car. You are also able to order for delivery or pickup via the normal food delivery apps like Grubhub, Postmates, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. Hill Street Cafe is here to serve you. Call them at 818-845-0046 or come by to pick up at 3301 North Glen Oaks Boulevard in Burbank, California. Hill Street Cafe, Burbank. Pickup and delivery services are available at 818-845-0046 or visit them at hillstreetcafeonline.com.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, talking about the growing acceptance of Bitcoin. Among other things, as we cut for the break there, I was explaining that the new control of the currency who issued a press release saying that banks could accept cryptos as a service to their clients. It's a huge deal. You got, again, PayPal accepting Bitcoin. You've got the Office of Comptroller Currency authorizing every legitimate bank in the United States to hold cryptos for their clients. So this is the growing acceptance of Bitcoin is obvious and growing daily. Here's an article, which is from what source here? I can't even read the name of this magazine. Oh, from the Weiss rating service. And they're talking about, and I've mentioned this before, but it's really kind of, these guys are sticking people's noses in the stuff, and they start out, they go, Bitcoin's above 15,000, and it says we see a broad shift in market sentiment, and it's starting to take place, especially among Bigfoot investors. So I'm quoting here. That's a big change. Just a couple of years ago, sentiment was overwhelmingly bearish, which is true. You get these, negative comments constantly going on with the article. For example, Professor Nuri Rubini declared in congressional testimony, Bitcoin, quote, was the mother of all scams and bubbles, end quote. Bitcoin was, referring to Bitcoin, J.P. Morgan Chase, I've mentioned this before, CEO Jamie Dimon said, quote, If you're stupid enough to buy it, you'll pay the price for it one day. Fast forward to 2020, says the article, and suddenly they're singing a different tune. Professor Rabini grudgingly concedes Bitcoin may be a good store of value after all, and JP Morgan analysts now say Bitcoin has significant upside as it competes with gold as an alternative reserve asset. And JP Morgan Chase, I read an article yesterday, the day before, where it talked about JP Morgan Chase setting up a new unit within the bank. And for those of you that don't know, JP Morgan Chase is the largest bank in the United States, not the largest in the world, but the largest in the U.S. With 100 people in it, this is a blockchain unit inside JP Morgan Chase. Blockchain being the technology that facilitates the transfer of digital currencies, among other things. It says these are not isolated examples. Bloomberg 400 billionaire Stan Druckenmiller says he now owns both gold and Bitcoin and expects Bitcoin to outperform gold. And while I would never discourage anyone from owning gold, and I am not doing so now, I am encouraging people, stick your toe, if you haven't yet, stick your toe in the Bitcoin pool. It's going up, it's growing fast, it's volatile. Cryptocurrencies are risky. Like any investment, don't put money into Bitcoin or gold for that matter if you can't afford to lose it. These are commodities. The prices of these commodities go up and down. Clearly, the cryptocurrency world is more risky or riskier than the precious metals market. But if you've got, some reserves set aside, stick your toe, at least your toe, into the Bitcoin market. You can do that at Bitcoin or not just Bitcoin, but cryptocurrency exchanges around the world. If you're not familiar with those, just like if you called your stockbroker to buy some General Motors, you'd go and buy the General Motors stock on the New York Stock Exchange. There are cryptocurrency exchanges all over the planet, lots of them. The biggest in the U.S., as I mentioned earlier, is Coinbase, from which one of their top executives left and went to run the office of the controller of currency here in the U.S. All right, folks, we're going to come back and talk some more cryptocurrency right after this. Stay with us. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We'll be right back.
Does your current bathroom need to be updated immediately? Introducing One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling, the complete and hassle-free way to get the new bathroom of your dreams in as little as 1 day and for as little as $199 a month. Yes, the experts at One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling will come to you anywhere in the country and show you all the customized options. Now you can have a brand new bathroom in as little as 1 day. Large or small bathrooms, if you want a new bathtub or shower installed, we can do it in as little as 1 day. And if you call right now, you can save $750 off your remodel. We make it easy by offering you financing as low as $199 per month. Call now to schedule your free in-home consultation.
855-525-7454. 855-525-7454. That's 855-525-7454.
When you really want Italian food, you have got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, in the enchanted and alluring kingdom of Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you, seekers of good times and great grub. Your prayers have been answered. Columbo's has answered the clarion call by feeding the famished and quenching the insatiable thirst while overlooking Eagle Rock's version of Champs-Élysées, Colorado Boulevard. Yes, it's all there. Fabulous steak and delicious meaty provisions to soothe the savage beast. The finest offerings from the seven seas. Let's not forget Columbo's family Italian recipes, along with the world's greatest meatballs. Need I say more in these topsy-turvy times? It's crucial to your very existence that you savor some semblance of yum-yum by motoring over to Columbo's, that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's mangia bene.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. That's 800-378-3212.
In this time of global uncertainty, you need sound financial information to keep your investments, your future, as safe as possible. The Strategic Financial Intelligence Newsletter, created by Truman, Wolfe, #1 best-selling author and renowned financial consultant to governments around the world, is your most valuable asset. A monthly goldmine of the vital insight and insider information you need to stay on top. Right now, financial security is critical. That's why, for a limited time, we're dropping our price from $249 annually to just $99. That includes access to the entire Strategic Financial Intelligence archives, covering everything from precious metals, offshore banking, to cryptocurrencies, and the wildly heralded seminar on the covert agenda that has backed the U.S. dollar for at least 50 years, and more. Sign up now at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. That's strategicfinancialintelligence.com.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm Truman, Wolfe. This is the Truman, Wolfe Financial Hour. We are talking cryptos, and we are talking in particular Bitcoin. A lot of discussion on Bitcoin. I was reading an article from Weiss Ratings, and I'm just going to continue and make a couple other points from this article. Quote, legendary investor Bill Miller went on CNBC and said that every major bank, investment bank, or high net worth firm is going to eventually have some exposure to Bitcoin. To back that up, it says, for example, the number of Bitcoin wallet addresses, people put Bitcoins in an online wallet, a digital wallet, addresses. The number of Bitcoin wallet addresses that had at least 100 Bitcoins worth a whopping $1.54 million at current prices recently surged to 7-month highs. So, and they show a graph in this article of the number of wallets that are holding 100 Bitcoins. In other words, the number of wallets that have $1.5 million in Bitcoin is at a new high. And that's, the average size of transactions. Likewise, the average size of transactions going in and out of Bitcoin wallet addresses has also hit 6-month highs. Both are clear and compelling evidence of large investors investing increasingly large amounts. So I don't like sounding like a used car salesman, a Bitcoin used car salesman, but this is now become a major area of investing. It just, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin developed, put on the market in 2009, was the only crypto on the market for a couple of years. Others began to follow. Today, according to some reports, there are 7,000 cryptocurrencies. And even though, not all of those are currencies in which you should invest, but you can look at the top, two dozen, and they've got market caps in the billions or in excess of $1 billion. Now, here's a question, and this is an article, and it's also from Weiss Ratings. I want to credit it because the article is very thorough, and Weiss Ratings has a crypto, I don't know what you'd call it, a crypto area. They publish a newsletter that covers cryptos. And there's an article here that is just fascinating in the extreme in terms of investing. To quote it, cryptocurrencies are not created by central banks or monarchs who put their likeness on its currency. Instead, cryptos are created by mining. So you go like, where does Bitcoin come from, mommy? Cryptocurrencies are mined. To continue, that's a high-tech process where people or businesses use specialized computer hardware to solve complex mathematical problems. What happens is that they validate the cryptocurrency transactions and create new virgin cryptocurrencies in the process whenever a digital coin is transferred from one account to another. So if I'm going to send you, some Bitcoin, then that travels on this technology called a blockchain, and that transaction gets validated. And once it's validated, it is put on the blockchain. The blockchain is blocks, a block of data in a chain, in a time sequence chain. That's where the word blockchain comes from. So the miners, cryptocurrency miners, check, if a transaction's taking place, then they validate by using massive computer power, validate the transaction. And if they're the first to validate the transaction, they get a Bitcoin or an Ethereum coin, or whatever. So cryptocurrencies are created by people, individuals or companies that have massive computing power that validate whether or not it's a legitimate transaction. And if they're the first to do that, they get paid for doing it. It's kind of a fascinating game. Reading on here, since these blocks are heavily encrypted with complicated math puzzles, the only powerful computer servers can solve them. Miners verify the transactions, ensure they aren't false, and then link the new blocks to the preceding ones. So that's how cryptos are made, are born, are created. Do this, I'm continuing reading in the article because the article promotes a company that does this. Do that a couple of times a day, and you're talking about a very lucrative business. Well, if you validated 2 Bitcoin transactions a day, and there are tens of thousands of them, I don't know, millions of them, then you do that a couple times a day. Right now, at the price of Bitcoin, 32 grand a day. Not bad. Not bad. Now, there are costs associated with this. In the first place, well, I think I'll come back when we come back from the break, and I'm going to go through what the costs are and then how these companies make a profit. It's a fascinating game, and there's a company here that's a great investment. Stay with us. I'm John Truman Wolfe. We'll be right back.
Now it's time for MedVed's Entertainment Minute.
The two Frozen films are among the most successful animated features of all time. So now Disney is back with an animated short that tells the origin story of Olaf the Snowman. It runs less than 10 minutes, and it's called Once Upon a Snowman over at Disney+.
I'm having a bit of a crisis of identity, I think.
That's the voice of Josh Gad, of course, who wanders around the snowy wastes in the mountains of Arendelle, comes apart and comes together while searching for some deeper meaning of his icy existence. For deep dish Frozen fans, this supposedly helps to fill up some holes in the previous full-length films, but for the uninitiated, nothing much happens here, and the only satisfactions involve the predictably gorgeous animation. It's rated TVG, and its very brief runtime earns a 2-star rating.
This feature brought to you by the Thank Heaven Foundation.
Attention real estate investors. Do you need cash immediately? If you own one or multiple rental properties, you can use your equity to get cash out fast. The best part is we don't need tax returns or even a good credit score. At America's Loan Source, we are not a bank and we don't have bank rules. We make the decisions to loan you money, and there's no limit how much we can give you. Some clients have gotten as much as $500,000 or more within days. Use the money any way you want. If you own one rental property or 100 and COVID has left you in a cash crunch, we can help you turn your equity into fast cash. Call now for details and close in as little as 10 days and get the cash you need. 800-353-1760. 800-353-1760. 800-353-1760. That's 800-353-1760.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We are talking now about how Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency is created, and they're created by companies called mining companies, and the mining companies create these coins by validating that a transaction, a crypto transaction, is correct. So the article's featuring a company, which I'll get to in a second, and there are pictures of the computers that the mining company has got set up. I mean, it's a line, you can't even see the end of it. So there are very extensive electric bills. The computers get hot, and so there are cooling bills. And I'm just reading from the article here. Remember, if you're not the first to solve the encrypted complex mathematical equations, you get nothing. So these companies around the planet build huge farms of computers to validate these transactions. And if they do so and they're the first one, they get paid with the currency, with the cryptocurrency. Now, the article is featuring a company called Hive, H-I-V-E, for those Hive Blockchain Technologies. H-I-V-E, Blockchain Technologies, the trading symbol HVBTF, H, Harry, V, Victor, B, Barry, T, Tom, F, Frank. And Hive is focused solely on crypto mining and is doing so at a huge amount, and according to the article, it has no competitors. Again, I'm going to give credit to Weiss Ratings, who publishes this article in its crypto publications. This is the only, I'm quoting from the article, Hive is the only pure publicly traded cryptocurrency miner in the world. And according to the article, this guy says it's his number one crypto stock pick. So this is stock now. We're not talking about buying cryptos. We're talking about buying stock in a company that mines cryptos. Consider that it already owns, it's cash flow positive. It has mining farms in Iceland and Sweden, and is in the process of building 3 more in Sweden and Norway. It says how Hive plans to generate even a bigger swarm of profits. How it's going to do that is that it's building out larger farms. If they come into, okay, I'm not going to read that part. So these guys mine cryptos, Ethereum particularly, and then they have they have a store, they have an inventory of cryptos which they can sell. It says Hive Blockchain is the first publicly traded company whose operations are solely devoted to cryptocurrency mining. They have, and then it gives a bunch of reasons why to buy this stock. It says they have growing mining capacity. So they've got there's pictures in this article, and the line of computers, you can't see the end of it. So they have to go through this incredibly complex process to figure out if the cryptocurrency transaction is valid. And then if they do that, and they're the first to do that, they get the currency. So they have growing capacity. They've got some farms. They're building others. It says reason number 3. Did I miss reason number 2? Where's reason number 2? I don't know. It's not there. Reason number 3, cheap green power. So it lists the biggest expense for any cryptocurrency miner is electricity. On average, here are the electricity costs to mine just 1 Bitcoin. Then it lists a half a dozen of these things, $7,150 in South America, $66.95 in Europe, $63.78 in the Middle East, $62.49 in Asia, $5,456 in North America. And according to the author of this article, who traveled to Iceland and met with the CEO, their costs are under $4,000. There's a graph in here that they've got a growing inventory of crypto coins. So they mine these things and then they just hold on to them. So they're building up this massive asset. To date, quoting the article, to date, Hive has hoarded all the digital coins that it has produced, but its long-term plan is to sell off just enough of its mined coins to cover operating expenses and build a war chest of crypto zillions by hoarding the rest. The article goes on, and I'm not going to go through all the different reasons that they promote this company, but it is a good buy. I bought some after I read the article, and it's very inexpensive to buy, and I think this is a great investment, frankly. All right, I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We'll come back and wrap this up right after these messages. You stay with us. We'll be right back.
Let's talk about your credit cards. When you first start using them, it's a slow drip. You make charges, then more charges. Then bills come, and they keep coming. When you open your statements, the floodgates come pouring in. You realize you have more credit card debt than you can afford, and you're barely making the minimum payments. Wouldn't it be nice to make one affordable payment and have all your credit card bills covered? Make this free call and learn our responsible way to get your credit card bills paid and under control.
Sponsored by Consumer Education Services, a nonprofit organization.
800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. That's 800-876-3643.
CESI is not a loan company. The establishment of a debt management plan may adversely affect your credit rating. Non-payment of debt may lead creditors to increase finance and other charges to undertake collection activity, including liquidation.
Do you have constipation with belly pain, straining, and bloating that keeps coming back? Take the 5-question gut check to see if it could be more than occasional constipation. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medication that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess is not a laxative. It works differently. Linzess helps relieve belly pain and lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements.
Individual results may vary. Do not give to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Talk to your doctor about whether Linzess is right for you. Go to linzess.com to take the 5-question gut check. That's LINZESS.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Question: have you ever thought about making an investment in California real estate and getting the high returns available through trust deeds? As a trusted professional broker, Sun Pacific Mortgage and Real Estate has been helping investors earn high-yield returns on safer investments for over 32 years. Their trust deeds earn upwards of 13%. That's right, 13%. They invest in notes starting from $100,000 throughout all of California, where real estate remains strong. If you want to know more about high-return investments through available deeds of trust, go to their website, sunpacificmortgage.com, or call them today at 707-523-2099. That's sunpacificmortgage.com, or call 707-523-2099. sunpacificmortgage.com or 707-523-2099.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the final segment of the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. Thanks for being with us. Before the break, I was talking about this unique company that has these huge farms of computers that validate the transactions of cryptocurrencies. And for doing so, if they're the first company to do so, to validate the transaction, then they get paid in cryptocurrencies. So I think it's a hot stock, and it's very inexpensive. It's about 40 cents a share. Here's at the end of the article, which is good advice. What could go wrong? It says cryptocurrency prices are volatile, which they are. For those of you that have followed cryptos, you know that Bitcoin in 2017, 2018 went from $1,000 to $20,000 and then crashed down to, I think it bottomed out at around $4,000. So they're very volatile. There's nothing holding it up other than people's interest in investing. 2, cryptocurrency prices could fall. I just gave you an example of that. They certainly could. They do. They're up and down daily. Shareholder dilution, meaning that they could raise more money and dilute the shares there. I repeat, I think I said earlier in the show, and I say it every show, usually. When I say usually, I'd have to go back and look, but I try to, and I think every week I say this, but it's true. Don't invest money that you can't afford to lose. The cryptocurrency market is new. It is volatile. It's risky. It has some really handsome potential, but this is an area of investing that you have to know what you're doing. And to know what you're doing, let me suggest that you subscribe to strategicfinancialintelligence.com. strategicfinancialintelligence.com. I follow cryptocurrencies regularly. I make investment recommendations, and the newsletter is published monthly. But subscribers to the newsletter get a transcription of this radio show every single week. Either they get a written transcription and an audio file. So not only do I look at cryptocurrencies, but also precious metals, some good suggestions in the newsletter on investing in particular gold mines or gold exploration companies, and also looking at the lithium market, which was the subject of the last newsletter, entitled "Is Lithium the New Oil?" Lithium being driven by the fact that it takes lithium to create or are a part of rechargeable batteries. So not only are those used in cell phones and the various mobile technologies, but it has been the electric vehicle market that has driven the interest and investment in lithium. It's not only Elon Musk, it is China, it is India, it is Europe, all building electric vehicles, as is happening in the United States, and lithium is part of that purchase. Okay, folks, John Truman Wolfe, the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. I'll be with you next Thursday. And remember, go to strategicfinancialintelligence.com, sign up for the newsletter. You'll be glad you did. See you next week. I hope your weekend is spectacular, and I'll see you next Thursday at 4 o'clock Pacific time.